What's up, y'all? I'm Coach Cass, America's Go-To Love Doctor, and I just wanted to share a little commentary on Michelle Obama's new show, Later Daters. Now, I absolutely love this show, and the reason I do is because everybody didn't have to get married by the end of it, right? And they really showed, the women, like the heart of the women that I work with. I work with many women over the age of 40, many divorced or even never married. And it's a tough situation to get back out there and start dating again, right? And I just love what they did in this show. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the folks that were on the show, if I can find the names. I just had them, right? So one of the big things that I loved, let's go with Anise, right? So Anise, super hot, super sexy. So one thing I find with the Anises of the world is that they want someone to match their energy. Even Anise and Suzanne, they want someone to match their energy. So they're both really fit, really thin. And so it's just like they take care of themselves. So they're not really looking for someone that's on an oxygen tank. And sometimes when you're over 40, over 50, over 60, a lot of what the dating pool looks like is like a hospital waiting room. It's kind of what they feel like, right? So it's pretty cool that they were matched with men that seem to be taking care of themselves. So if you're someone that's over 60 and you want to date, I'm going to tell you, you have to get it together, because more and more our ladies are taking care of themselves. Comment yes in the chat if that's you. If you've ever felt like that, like, wow, I just want someone that I can go on a hike with, that I could go for a swim with, that I could go walking with, and they not say, oh baby, hold on, I need to sit down. And then for my people who are 40 and under, that means you got to start exercising from now, right? You have to make it a normal part of your life, because what they're showing us is that when you make health a priority, right? Your health is your wealth. That's really what's mattering at this stage in life. So I just love it. So now Anise, at first, she was scared to share with men about her doctorate, but did you see how the men lit up when she shared? Oh, you go, girl, right? So it's all about talking to the right person. Don't allow somebody's stinking thinking to keep you back or to hold back the amazing things that are happening in your life. Whoever you're supposed to be with should celebrate you. Period. Now with Anise, you see that she ended up having a very strong sexual connection with her last guy, right? And I don't know if it's still going or not, but they definitely couldn't keep their eyes off of each other. So hopefully they got to go deeper in terms of emotional, because too often do we lead with chemistry and forget that your emotional connection is even more important, because when stuff stops working, we need to be able to connect emotionally. But it also showed how it's good to have an attraction to the person that you're dating. So hopping back over to Suzanne, she also had a strong attraction with Avery. And I think a part of it may have made her uncomfortable, right? It kind of made her uncomfortable. And that was really just because, she maybe hadn't dated in a while, and he was coming on strong. He was coming in hot. But what I love is that she set her boundary. She slowed down the pace. She didn't have to go with her pace. She kept dating other people to really figure out what it is that she wanted. How guilty have you been? How guilty have you been in terms of looking around and saying, okay, this is all I got, so I'm going to stick with what I know, instead of trying out different people, new things, and keeping dating? Too often do we seek to commit to the first person that shows interest. So I was really excited about Suzanne and her continuing to date and really making a clear decision on who she wanted to spend more time with parameters, okay? Let's head on over to Lori. So Lori was a good time, and she wasn't changing her life for anyone. Now she's also fashionable. So the first guy, she was just like something about him, and it turns out they had already connected before, but you see how she made him feel on the date. It was like an interrogation. So my invitation to many of my clients is to look at your current work environment, your current profession, and how does this impact, right? How does this impact your dating life, your relationships with men. Where does it show up? And more than likely, it really does. So I need you to get it together and maybe even pick up our love deck. I don't have it on me, but if you go to Amazon and you Google and you search for love deck, it's the 60 questions to ask before choosing the one. It's also in the show notes below. I'm telling you right now, it's really important to come with questions that make people feel at ease, like you're interested in them and not just an interrogation. So, it's kind of sad for Lori. I do love that she shot her shot with her friend to see if there was anything more there. Now, writings on the wall, he didn't show up to her birthday party. He did say he wanted to take her out, and he did send a text saying, "Babe, I miss you." That's called playa vibes. That man was about nothing, okay? He was about nothing. It sounded like he had his own business, and then she had events. So at the end of the day, he was looking for a great connection. It's called networking, right? So we have to be very careful and conscious. And I like that she put herself out there. I don't see it as rejection. It's just clarification. And too often as women, we are scared of rejection instead of just going all in and saying, okay, let's see what this can be. And it's okay if it doesn't work out. All right, so who's our next guy? Greg. So Greg was a sweet guy, but he couldn't travel. He couldn't move away because he had a special needs kid. But I didn't see any vulnerability in any of his dates, right? He really didn't share anything vulnerable. So I think that was what was missing to really connect to these women to see what else could maybe have been. So he ended up with no love progress. Look, the first lady, she was ready to go all in, but then again, their values may not have matched, right? Maybe not. And then the second lady, she had a whole international family and was used to traveling all over the world. He had stipulations, a special needs child, as to why he couldn't do that. He had a very simple life. So maybe that wasn't a match, but I think it really is important for him to be open and vulnerable as to why he lives his life the way that he does. Super important. Okay. Who's the next person? Pam. So Pam, it seems, likes to drink. She might have done some drugs back in the day. She was a very sweet lady, looks great for her age, and spends a lot of time solo, right? So to be able to connect with real love, I think she did really good in terms of opening up on that second date. That first date, she was just rambling and going, and it was a little bit too much going on, right? So now with Pam, we really want to look at, okay, that last date, she was really interested in partnering with him in business because she used to be a flight attendant and needed something to do. So she found some purpose. So maybe this could lead to more dates. But I think for her, I would tell her to calm down with the drinks on the dates so that she could be fully clear and conscious to what she's talking about. And I know her nerves might be up, but to be able to speak to someone without the influence of alcohol would be my next challenge for her. Last but not least, Nate. He's rigid, right? So he's going to need someone that matches who he is, right? And so things have to be a certain type of way. And that often holds people back that are over the age of 40 because they have to have things a certain type of way. And so it's going to be hard for him to find a match that's going to adhere to him over the age of 40 because as grown people, both men and women, it's often very hard for us to change our ways. Just like that. Ooh, yeah. So, hey, those are just a couple of notes that I have on each of the individuals featured in the show Later Daters. If you're someone that's a later dater and would love support in your love journey, let me give you real feedback on how you're showing up in love. I'm Coach Cass, America's go-to love doctor. I'll see you soon. Bye.